Every morning before the noise, before the texts, before the emails, before the world gets its hands on you, you got a moment, a sacred, quiet moment, and in that moment, whether you know it or not, you're making a decision. You're choosing who's in charge of your day, you or the world. That's where intention comes in. See, intention ain't some cute idea you put on a sticky note. It's a posture. It's the way you hold yourself when no one's watching. It's the whisper in your spirit that says, I know who I am and I know where I'm going. You don't stumble into greatness, you aim at it every single day. You show up to your life like it matters because it does. Now, when I was younger, before the stages, before the awards, I used to stand in the mirror and talk to myself. I'd say things like, you're gonna do it. Not because it's easy, but because it's yours. I didn't wait for permission. I gave myself the assignment. You understand me? I wasn't chasing fame. I wasn't chasing applause. I was chasing the version of me that God already saw. And I was doing it on purpose. People always ask me, Denzel, how do I stay motivated? I tell them, you don't need motivation. You need direction. Because when you live with intention, your feet move even when your heart don't feel like it. You pray even when you're tired. You work even when nobody's clapping. That's when you find out what you're made of. And listen, life is gonna test that intention. Oh, it's gonna test it real good. You'll get hit. You'll lose people. You'll feel forgotten. But when the dust settles, when the curtain drops and you're standing there with nothing but your character, your intention is what holds you upright. So before you scroll, before you hustle, before you reach for your phone, reach for your reason. Look in that mirror and ask yourself, what do I want today to say about me? Then go out and leave that answer with fire. With focus, not someday, not when you feel like it, today, right now. Intention isn't an act, it's a way of being, and when you move like that, the world moves with you. Let me be real with you, everybody wants to be great until it's time to be consistent. Discipline, man, discipline is the difference between people who talk about the life they want and the ones out there living it. See, we're living in the age of noise. Everywhere you turn, something's trying to steal your focus. Buzzes, pings, likes, scrolls. It's like 100 voices are all shouting, look here, look at me, look away from your purpose. And most folks, they give in. They trade their dreams for distractions, one notification at a time. But not you. You see, discipline is that quiet voice in your head that says, sit down, do the work, stay the course. It don't shout, it don't beg for attention, but it's steady, it's loyal. It shows up even when motivation don't. Let me tell you something I learned on set, on stage, and in life. It's not the loudest actor that wins the Oscar. It's the one who shows up prepared, every take, every time, not because the lights are on, but because the standard is high. Discipline is about honoring the promise you made to yourself, especially when it ain't convenient, when nobody's clapping, when quitting seems a whole lot easier than continuing. You think champions become champions on game day? Nah, they're made at 5 a.m. when the alarm goes off and it's cold and dark and no one's watching. They're made in the gym, in the kitchen, in the silence when discipline says, keep going. Trust the process. This matters. And here's the thing most people miss. Discipline isn't a punishment. It's freedom. Freedom from regret. Freedom from guilt. Freedom from waking up one day and realizing you built a life around distractions instead of your destiny. Now look, I'm not saying you'll be perfect. You'll slip, you'll get tired, you'll scroll when you shouldn't, procrastinate when you promised yourself you wouldn't. But every time you fall, discipline gives you the power to rise again. To realign, to refocus, to return to the mission. Because discipline, real discipline isn't about being the best once. It's about being faithful every time, and that's where greatness is born. Let me tell you something they don't teach in school. Your life ain't just about you. It's about what you leave behind, legacy. That's the real goal, not the car, not the title, not the followers. Those things fade, but impact, that echoes. You see, some of us were born into storms, born into families where pain got passed down like heirlooms. Generations of fear, of silence, of settling, of small thinking. But you're the interruption to all of that. You're the one who said, this ends with me. The pain stops here, the excuses stop here, the cycle breaks here. That's what legacy is. Legacy is waking up tired but showing up anyway. Because your future kids are watching, even if they ain't been born yet. Legacy is looking at your last name and saying, I'm gonna add weight to this. I'm gonna make it mean something. I remember moments when I almost quit. Yeah, I'm talking real moments. Moments when the fire felt like smoke. When the pressure felt like drowning. But I had to remember, I wasn't just fighting for me. I was fighting for the version of me that could have been lost to fear. I was fighting for the ones watching from behind, waiting to see if I'd give them permission to rise. You understand, when you live for legacy, you stop needing approval. You stop chasing applause. You start planting seeds in ground you may never walk on. But knowing someone will eat from the fruit. It's not always glamorous. Legacy. Building rarely is. Sometimes it's saying no to comfort, no. To quick wins, no. To what's easy, because you're chasing what's eternal. It's taking that limit, what the world called your ceiling, and making it your floor. Because if you let fear define you, it becomes your inheritance. But if you face it, if you walk through it, if you conquer it, then freedom becomes your legacy. Your ceiling becomes your children's ground floor. Your healing becomes someone else's hope. Your story becomes a lighthouse for the next one in the storm. So don't let this life pass you by just surviving. You were born to build, born to rise, born to leave something behind that didn't exist before you. That's legacy, and it lives in everything you choose today. So now you know, intention lights the match, discipline keeps the flame alive, and legacy is the fire you leave burning long after you're gone. You don't have to be the most talented. You don't need a perfect past. What you need is conviction. You need to wake up every day and remind yourself, I've got something to build. I've got something to give. I've got something to become. Don't wait for the right time. Make time right. Don't wait for the world to believe in you. Believe so loudly in yourself they can't ignore it. And if they doubt you, good. Let their doubt be your fuel. Let your consistency be your revenge. Let your victory speak louder than their opinions ever did. Because when it's all said and done, when the curtain falls and the lights go dark, the question won't be, did you fit in? It'll be, did you show up? Did you fight for your calling? Did you leave this place better than you found it? So listen to this every day. Let it remind you who you are. Let it push you when you're tired. Let it ground you when you forget. And then get up. Stand tall, and go become the person the world needs you to be. Because greatness isn't found, it's forged daily. Now go earn your name.